Okay, we have been discussing paragraphs as a class. Today we're going to focus on lead sentences, what they are, and how they're used in literature. Lead sentences are sentences that lead the rest of the story, or the rest of the paragraph. We use these sentences to state our objective, our point of view of either that paragraph or our point of view of the story. You will generally see two types of lead sentences. The first is called the attention grabber, or the hook. It's usually the first sentence in a story, and it's usually a sentence that makes you want to read the rest, keeps you interested. The second type is called a transitional sentence. It simply links the paragraph before to the paragraph after. It's never really a summary, and it typically doesn't really hook the reader. All lead sentences, however, have three purposes. They are to tell us, the reader, about the setting, the character, or the problem that's going on in that paragraph. Okay, so now let's go over what we just learned and make a chart that's going to help us while we read some excerpts out of our book, Uglies by Scott Westerfield. And we'll also use this chart while we're writing some of our journal entries. Okay, so class, can you tell me some stuff we just learned, some facts about what lead sentences are or how they're used? Yes, ma'am.
It's usually the first sentence in a paragraph.
Correct. So it's the first sentence in a paragraph. What else do we know? Yes?
It states the objective usually.
Good job, Leanne. States objective. Okay. Yes.
It can be an attention grabber or a transition.
Okay. So it's, what was the other word for attention grabber?
Hook.
Hook. Okay, so it's a hook or transition. Anything else? No? Okay, and remember the three types that they can be, or the three examples, the three purposes of a lead sentence is for setting, character, and problem. Okay, so now I'm going to go over some of these and we're going to work together to figure out what they are. And you're going to write if the sentence that we go over deals with the setting of that paragraph, the character, or the problem. Okay? So the first sentence is, Sam and his father live at the train station because they do not have a home. Okay? So think about that one. Sam and his father live at the train station because they do not have a home. Does anyone know which three, or one of the three, that those would affect? Leanne?
It's a trick question. I think it's all three of them.
All three. Okay, so let's go over it. What's the setting? Where are they at?
Train station.
Train station. Who are we talking about? The character?
Sam and his father.
Sam and his father. And what's the problem?
They have no home.
They have no home, so it does affect all three. So if you want to write either S for setting, C for character, P for problem, or all of the above. Correct. Good job. Okay, so next sentence is, it was early on a Friday morning. Way too early to function when my dad woke me up to go running. Okay, so think about that one. And what are we dealing with now? Yes?
The setting for sure.
Okay, setting, which is where?
Friday morning.
Okay, Friday morning.
And character.
And character.
It's Sam and his dad again.
Okay, so it's him and his dad. Okay, this is a sentence that starts with a sound, but it does kind of have a attention grabber, I guess. It's got a hook. And it's growl. My stomach is so loud, I haven't eaten since lunch yesterday. What are those?
Definitely character.
Character.
Because he's hungry. And then I'd say problem, because he's hungry.
He's hungry, that's right. So if you want to write those two down. C for character, P for problem. Okay. Now I went ahead and took some quotes from the book that we are going to read. Remember, it's Uglies by Scott Westerfield. And we're going to use some of these sentences to practice with. And that way you kind of have an intro of some of the stuff that you're going to see in this story. The first one is actually the very first sentence of the book. and it says, the early summer sky was the color of cat vomit. Okay, and what does this affect? What purpose does this sentence serve?
To hook you.
Okay, it's hooking us, and then what's it touching on?
It's touching on the setting.
The setting. Okay, it's giving you a description of what the actual place looks like that the main character is at. Next sentence. The woman looked like she was starving, her ribs thrusting out from her sides, her legs so thin that Tally wondered how they didn't snap under her weight. Okay, and what are these? Yes,
Definitely a problem.
problem, because she's
Well-
hungry. Again, lots of hungry themes.
Yes. And about the character as well.
Okay, so you want to write that? Okay, couple more. Next sentence. Around the fire at dinner that night, Tally told the story of how she'd hidden in the river when the Ranger's helicopter first appeared. And Tally's the main character of the story. Okay, and what are we talking about here? What three things, or one of the three, are we focusing on?
I think all three again.
All three?
Yeah, just settings at dinner,
Okay.
the characters, Tally again, and the problem was that she was hiding.
Okay, she was hiding, correct. Okay, two more. Close to the river, Tally heard a noise in front of her. A dark form was outlined in river lights before her. Kind of sentence towards the beginning of the story. Want to come right what you think it is?
I think it is setting, one, because it talks about the river,
Okay.
and then also problem. Talks about the problem she's facing, dark, outline, shadow.
Okay, so go ahead and set that. Okay, and the last one. But no matter what David said now, he would always remember what she had done, the lives she had cost with her secrets. Okay, are we talking about a setting at all? No. Do we talk about characters? Yeah. Okay, so probably she is probably Tally, the main character, and the other character we're introducing is David. And then what else are we talking about?
The problem.
A problem. She caused a very big problem, which hopefully you'll find out very soon. So we said problem and character. Okay, so as you can see, by using lead sentences, we as writers can grab our readers' attention, or we as readers get our attention grabbed throughout the story. Our writing can flow with a sense of purpose with lead sentences. While we read the book Uglies by Scott Westerfield, I want you to watch how the author uses lead sentences throughout his story. Also, as we write this week, I want you to keep in mind the purpose of lead sentences and use them effectively in your stories and journal entries. And this will be up the entire time, so you can refer back to this as often as you'd like, and we will cover this daily as we read the story.